This is One Mic So Focused, and you're now tuned in for another great video. Today we're going to talk about just being able to breathe and think outside of the box. A lot of us have been indoctrinated into thinking that we have to live our lives a certain way. And with that being said, I think that that's impossible to live only one certain way, because thinking like that only promotes death. Death and destruction of being original, death and destruction of being unique, death and destruction of living your own life and going your own way. A lot of us have been indoctrinated that we're supposed to live our lives a certain way, and that you're supposed to stay under one wing doing only one thing and having the impression of what the American dream really is. And the American dream, to be honest with you, after all of my years seeing it and witnessing it, I only realized one thing: I've been programmed thinking the wrong things. Instead of being progressive, I've only been taught to only go in one direction, to live out my so-called life and then retire, to die. I don't honestly see myself going that way, because that doesn't do anything. Even if I do manage to retire, I at least want to leave something behind, to know that I've made a great impression, a positive impression on people. A lot of people don't have that within them because they're not original. They don't possess the knowledge of what it is to actually live and to actually have a star that shines within them. Not a lot of people have that star, and there are a lot of people that promote the negativity or try to shut you down or block you or talk down or whatever. When you impose logic on them, they go through emotions. And I'm not saying that about, women. I'm saying about both men and women. People that are just one-sided, they don't think outside of the box, and they wonder why they're not going anywhere. Don't ever let anybody tell you that your God-given talent won't go anywhere, because at the end of the day, they're the only ones that are affecting themselves. Just get away from those people. If people tell you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it's not promoting positivity, get away from them, because they're only hindering your progress. If you see other people say, oh, well, you need to have patience and, you need to be humble. Nah, fuck all that. I know what I come with when I come to the table. If you don't like it, then you could stay stuck there. But I know the knowledge that I possess grants me a lot of power, because within knowledge comes power. And I'm going to use that, because that is my God-given talent. And the worst thing is wasted talent, especially when it's given to you. Not everybody possesses that talent. So I'm going to use it to the fullest extent of my capabilities and remain positive at all times while leaving them behind, because they don't appreciate it. Another thing is, too, fellas, if you're dating someone and you're in the dating scene, in the dating pool, my word of advice is do not deal with people, especially black women, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. Do not deal with black women that don't want to learn, are ignorant, more focused on their looks, not willing to accept being held accountable for their actions, or are just straight up dishonest with you and dishonest with themselves. At that point, you have to not only watch what these people say, you also have to watch what they do, because action speaks louder than words. And I'm not for the one to accept the type of behavior that's going on in Western American culture with modern day women. And I'm not sexist. I'm not, a woman hater or anything like that. I'm just speaking facts. A lot of these women out here have the preconceived notion that they're always in the right. They don't ever want to be held accountable for shit. And they just want to go ahead and do their own thing. But, mind you, there are consequences in the matter for not following God's law and God's role of what he has placed upon you as a man and as a woman. You know, a majority of the women today want to have rulership over the man. And that doesn't work right with God, because you have to stay under the man if you're a woman, and that man has to stay under God. So it's God first, then the man, then the woman, then the children. That is the natural order. That is the natural order of things. If you get a woman that doesn't want to be under the natural order of things, leave her to her own devices. Do not deal with her. Get your passports. If you're dealing with a woman that doesn't want to be under your leadership and allow you to lead, providing that you're going into the right path and, you know, you're working on things, and, you know, just leave. Just leave her. And that goes for anybody that's in your circle. If you see that they're going about doing negative shit, don't want to keep it real, you know, they're not willing to hear you out or, you know, try to work together as a team, they're not your peoples. Leave them. If you ever get the laws called on you or whatever like that, leave them. If they're always getting into trouble and looking for you to bail them out, leave them. If they're going against the grain and they don't believe in God, leave them. You know what I'm saying? Leave them, leave them, leave them. Do not bother with these people. These people will mess your whole shit up. Leave them. Get your passports. Travel. Get to know what the real world has in store for you. But do it honorably. Don't be like these other people out there in other countries just giving us a bad name. You go out there, you remain humble, you do your own thing, you get to know different people, you come across different contacts. Watch yourself out there, because you are a guest. You know, America has gone to shit. Be positive. Do not fight with one another. Do not fight other people. Just go around them. Don't fight with them. Don't argue with them. Just go around them. We're living in these times where life is cheap. And, you know, for the ones that didn't want to obey God's law, they will ultimately be punished for it. Fellas, do your thing. Work hard. Do what you got to do. Set something aside. If you got kids, leave something behind for them. If you're on any kind of situation or obligation or contract or whatever like that, just get that shit out the way as quickly as you can. Work on yourself. Stay focused. For the ladies out there, if you know you're dealing with a dude and he just doesn't want to be bothered, you have to take some time to reflect. For the ladies, the sisters with sense, ladies, if you know you got somebody out there and she's a female and she's doing fuck shit, you got to speak up. Speak up. Let her know the negative shit that she's doing and hold her accountable. Fellas, same thing with the fellas on the side too. If you got your peoples and you know they doing wrong, hold them accountable. If they don't want to be held accountable, and this goes for both sides, man and woman, and they're not living their life for God, leave them be. That's all I can say. Leave them be, because any of the shit that they do, they will eventually drag you down. Stay away from negative people. Stay away from narcissistic people. Stay away from dishonest people. If you got somebody that's negative and they're in your circle, get them out of there, because they will attach themselves to that negativity, and that negativity will be like a shit magnet. You just don't want anything to do with it, and it'll just come crashing down on you. You got to get away from all of that. Stay prayed up. Stay away from just bullshit. Bullshit, if you can see it coming and you know it's right there, don't take that long to recognize red flags. If shit is trying to get you involved, just say, hey, look, I don't want to get involved in that. But, nah, look, I don't want to get involved in that, my man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If you know somebody's trying to put some negative shit on you, you check them. If they don't want to get checked, then, you tell them, and look, it's done with. It's done with. You know what I'm saying? Stand your ground. Stand on your 2 feet. Stand 10 toes down. Fellas, if you got kids, buy a female and she's not willing to work it out with you, you know what I'm saying? Or you're dealing with the court system. A lot of men are fighting back. I'm just letting you know that your word is being heard. We all have to take a stand, you know, because kids are involved. Show them at the end of the day that you tried to be in their life. If the woman is trying to talk to you, try to hear her out. But if she's not playing her part as a parent and she's trying to be controlling, you know, in other words, sold herself out to the system, don't deal with her. Cut her off. Just only maintain gray rock method to communicate with the child. If you see that she's trying to, what is that called? Provoke you? Cut her off. Cut her off and block her. Only establish communication with the child when they get older and just try to be for them then. Make sure you keep your proof and your evidence that you did try to be there for them and just leave it at that. Don't deal with the woman. Find yourself another woman, but do not find yourself another woman in America. I can tell you that. Do not find yourself another woman in America because the majority of them are modern day women. Do not deal with them at all, period. A lot of them are misguided and they're going along with that. They call it the herd mentality or that hive mind. They all don't have a brain to critically think for themselves. They want to follow and they are misled. They're being led by people that want to keep us apart so that way they can make money. And that's just my take on it. If you want, I could bring you along. If you want to get alive, I could do an interview with you and to perhaps reach other people out there that are going through the same thing, that are not able to get their voices heard. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment in the description box, in the comment section. If you like what you hear, like what you see, give a like, give a thumbs up, pass this around, because we are the last hope of our children's future. Because as far as politics, all that shit doesn't even matter. Try to take care of your family. Try to hold on to what you got. Because as of right now, the way how it's perceived under the sun, that we will be under some form of hostility. It may come soon. I'm not sure. But with all of this other shit going on, politics, TV, everything that's keeping everybody distracted, we might be undergoing some other shit and that we don't know about. So if you want, leave a story in your description box. Leave a story in my description box in the comment section. Give a like, give a thumbs up. If you like what you see, please subscribe. We will be heard. A lot of the messages for the men are coming out. And we're going to take back our kids. We're going to take back America. We are going to take back what we have, and that is our leadership and manhood. Feminism is dying. It is dying. It is dying. I repeat, feminism is dying out on its own. It existed at one point, but now it is dying because the tables are turning and God is pressing back the natural order of things of where it's supposed to go. Hold the line, fellas. Hold the line. And this is One Mic So Focused telling you, stay prayed up. Do your thing. Stay positive and keep those negative people out your life. Peace. One love.